Hey everybody, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to do an unboxing video. Today we're going to unbox a Rey from the Black Series Titanium line, so let's go do this. Come on. Alright everyone, here we are today with a Star Wars, the Black Series from the Titanium Series line. This is Rey from Starkiller Base from The Force Awakens. And we're going to unbox this toy today. But before we get that far, I just want to spin the packaging around, let you guys take a look at it. So here we go. And she is number 8 in the Titanium Series line. And when you get to the back of the package, you have a brief description of Rey and some pictures of the other figures in the series, and also the display pictures. And what that is there's a little display stand in the package, and it's double-sided, and we'll check it out here in a second, but it's just showing you what the two pictures are on the display. And real quick here, I'm going to read Rey's description. Rey, Starkiller Base. Rey is a resilient survivor, a scavenger toughened by a lifetime of dealing with the cutthroats of the harsh desert world of Jakku. Alright guys, so there's a little more artwork on the other side of the box here. And this is actually the picture that is on the display stand. And we'll check that out here in a second. But let's unbox this girl. Let's do this. Oh, come on. There we go. Box is already being stubborn with me here. Okay. So here she is out of the pack. And, of course, here's the display stand I was talking about. And we'll take a little bit closer look at that in a second. But let's check out Rey. So, alright. Here she is out of the box. And as you can see already in the packaging, she does come with 2 lightsabers, and one has, let me get this out of here. As you can see, one has a giant flare behind it to illustrate movement when you display the figure. And as you can see, it's the Skywalker lightsaber handle. Very cool. I really like this. I wish they would do more of this with some of the other figures. So, in case anyone at Hasbro is listening. So, and then as you can see, she also comes with a bit more standard lightsaber, and she is rubber banded in here. So let's cut that. All right. Okay, and so also in the packaging, when you buy one of these Titanium series, what you're going to get are these little pegs that help display the figure, and we'll check those out in a second. I just want to go ahead and take them out of the packaging here. And I'll show you what those are in a second here, guys. I'm just trying to get them out of the box. Okay, so, whoops. Okay, so here she is up close. And if you guys are not familiar with the Titanium series line, one thing you should know about these, if you're thinking about purchasing one of these, is they're half metal and part plastic. So these aren't action figures in the traditional sense that have a lot more articulation. These are more display figures. And I know you can't tell on camera, but they're very heavy. And the main part of her legs and her body are all metal. And the fabric of her robe and her arms and her head are plastic. And one thing you should know if you decide to purchase one of these, for example, the legs do not move. They are locked in that position. You're never going to get her legs to move. So, and again, they're really more display figures than your traditional action figure. And it does have some moving parts, and we'll go through that here. And as you can see, she does have the other Skywalker lightsaber without the flare. It's just a more traditional, standard lightsaber handle and blade. So there we go. And looking at Rey here now, real quickly, let's run through her movements. And so her head does move, so you can turn it side to side, and so her head does move, and you can turn it side to side like so, and there's very minimal up and down movement. Okay, so then when you look at her arms, the only point of articulation on her arms are at her shoulders, and her elbows and hand, well, I think her hands rotate. Let's check out here. Okay, so the hands do move. You can rotate them. And her shoulder joints move, but again, her elbows are locked in that position. And when you get to her shoulder here, it does move and it rotates, but it's very limited. And you do have a little bit of up and down movement as well, and a rotational movement. So really, with these figures, there we go. I knew her arms spins there. So really the only movement you have with these figures, okay, I'll take that back. So she does have a point of articulation here at the waist. So you can spin it. It doesn't go all the way around. It goes about that far in one direction. And okay, so she does go all the way around. It's just being a little stiff on me here. So then you have waist movement as well. And so there is a little bit of flexibility on her robe too. So these parts that droop down over her legs here, they're plastic and they have a little bit of flexibility to them, but you're not going to remove her robe because this upper part is actually cast metal and then the lower part is flexible plastic. And they did a really good job of blending it, I think. It's really hard to tell the difference, but I'm telling you, I'm handling her in person and there is a difference. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not totally sure what this little access point on her back is. I think it has something to do with the manufacturing process. And I don't believe you're supposed to open it or anything like that. Okay. So there you go. And so again, here is how she's going to hold the lightsaber. Whoops. Okay. So she's got really delicate little hands, so she doesn't get a really good grip on this lightsaber, unfortunately. Okay, so there she is holding the lightsaber. And so also remember now, if you decide to purchase her, you're going to get this additional lightsaber with the motion flare on it. And just give you guys another quick look at that thing. And so far, every Titanium series figure I've unboxed or opened with a lightsaber, they come with the motion lightsaber and the standard lightsaber. So also when you purchase one of these guys, you're gonna get the display stand, and it's a pretty neat little feature. So what you have here is the base, and then you have this pictured background, and it is reversible. So what you do is you just pull it off here, and there's little tabs and slots how you reconnect it. And what you have here, so if you're not familiar with what this picture is, this is the forest area of Starkiller base from The Force Awakens. And if you don't want that picture, you just flip it around, and there is a foil stamped photograph or picture of Rey, the Millennium Falcon, a couple TIE fighters, and there's her walking off into the sunset with BB-8. So it's, you know, personal preference, whichever you want to use. I prefer the color photo for display myself, but that is how it works. And so to put it back on here, you just push it on until it clicks. It's going to snap on, and then you have your display stand. And if you want, you can use just the base for display and take the back off. So if you remember when we unboxed her, these little tiny pegs came out of the box as well. So what these are is to help display the figure. So if you look at the base here, you'll see there's a bunch of holes. And what you want to do is you're going to want to insert the peg into one of the holes, depending on how you're going to display her. And so you put the peg in there, and then like most action figures, if you look here, she has little holes on the bottom of her feet. And so you're going to put the peg in the hole here. And she is not wanting to work with me here. What do we got going on? Squishing the pegs here. So let's see here. Okay, it looks like one of the holes is a little out of round here. So let's try her other foot. Okay, so there you go. You can see how the peg goes in, and then you would insert the peg into the stand here, depending on where you want to place her on the stand. There you go. And again, this doesn't totally lock the figures in. You can see there's still a little bit of wiggle, but it's just to help them stay on there and prevent them from getting knocked over. And again, I only have one of the pegs in one of her feet. You can put a peg in both feet, but I don't want to go through all that on camera right now because it's pretty boring. But I just want to show you guys how the pegs work and the stand work together with the figure. But all right. That is it, guys. From the Star Wars The Black Series, the Titanium Series line, this is Rey from Starkiller Base and The Force Awakens. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Bye.